नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। वेलकम एवरीवन for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So last time we are discussing Bharat Maharaj activities from fifth canto. So we have seen like how Bharat Maharaj was a great ruler, and after ruling nicely, he retired to perform devotional service, and he was very nicely performing, and he was in the stage of bhava where he is getting lot of emotions while worshipping the Lord. So at that time, by the arrangement of the province or providence, the Lord's arrangement, some deer has come and he got distracted by the deer and he neglected his devotional service. So because of that, he has to born as a deer in his next life. So, but since he has performed a sincere devotional service, he was given remembrance of his previous life. So he was very careful even in the deer's body also, and he repented in the deer body, and in that deer body without telling anyone, he was even in the deer body also he was chanting the holy names of the Lord. So at the time of giving up the deer body, he chanted the names of the Lord, and next he was born as Jada Bharat. So we will see the activities of Jada Bharat in today's section. So Jada Bharat, he was there was a Brahmana in one place where he was having all the good qualities, and he was like whatever brahmanical qualities, all those good qualities he has: control of mind, senses, studied all the Vedic literature, he is giving expert in giving charity, always satisfied, tolerant, gentle, learned, and non-envious of other beings. So in this way, he was like very nice Brahmana, and he had two wives. From first wife, he got 9 sons, and through second wife, he got two twin children. One is brother and one is sister. So out of them, that brother was Jada Bharat, who was born from Bharat Maharaj, who was born as a again one more human form he got. So now this time, this Bharat Maharaj, again because of the mercy of the Lord, he was able to remember his past two lives. So, he understood that because of his mistake in his previous life, he became attached to deer. Now he has to take a birth in deer's body and then now in this body. So he was now very cautious. He doesn't want to get entangled in the material world. So what he was doing was he was acting like a dull man. He was acting like a madman, and he wanted to avoid all the bad association, which is entangling. And he was very much fear of again, not fall. Like he doesn't want to fall again in the bad association. So therefore, he was like internally he knows what happened in his past life. So he was remembering and regretting for that and continuously performing devotional service internally to the Lord. But externally, he was like a madman and he was avoiding, like he was behaving like a blind and deaf, and he was not listening to any of the other words. So, in this way, he was behaving. So, that's how, like, he was like, as mentioned previously, he was previously in the stage of bhava, that means complete attachment to the Lord. So in that attachment, so now the Bharat Maharaj progress from deer to Jada, he actually increased his bhakti. The longing for the Lord has increased so much that he was like always hankering to achieve the Lord. So therefore, he doesn't want to at all to deviate from that bhakti again. So therefore, he is so very careful and he is behaving as if he is a dull man. So in this way, he is like performing devotional service always. So this Brahmana, he was this father. He was like very much attached to this Jadabar, and he wanted to any somehow teach him some of the instructions of the Vedic instructions. Like anyway, because he's understood that he was a dull person, so he cannot enter Gurustha ashram. At least I will teach him some of the samskaras in Brahmacharya ashram. So like that, he was trying to teach so many instructions, but he was like just doing the opposite things. Like he used to like all the cleanliness principles, all those things he was trying, but he was doing just the opposite things. So as if like he is a fool, so he was not able to understand anything, and he was not learning any like principles of bathing and all the cleanliness. And he father wanted to teach him Gayatri mantra and other omkaras, but still, even after trying for so many days, he was not able to teach him. He was learning, he was acting like he did not know anything. So in this way, that Brahmana, he was very much attached to that Jada Bharat, and but he tried many ways, but he was not able to make him understand. So in this way, he was trying, but he was like the Brahmana. Although he had all the Brahmanical qualities, but still he was not focusing on the higher goal, like coming out of this material world. But so in this way, it was Bhagavatam has mentioned that that Brahmana has forgotten that he has to die someday, but death, however, was not forgetful. So death is always apramatta. It is like very attentive. So at the proper time, death appeared and took him away. So like that it was mentioned. So that means he is not caring for the higher goals, but therefore means anytime that death can come and it took away. So since he like the way he is attached, but he death came and he took away. So he passed away. So after Brahmana, her father passed away because the Brahmana had two wives. The younger wife, she could not tolerate separation from him, so She departed along with him as to departed to Patiloka, voluntarily dying. So then, so therefore now Jadabharat and his sister, they were like stepbrother, nine stepbrothers are there. So after father passed away, they considered that educating Jadabharat is already dull and brainless. So therefore, no need to give so much endeavor for his education. Let him survive whatever way he want. So like that, so they stopped Jadabharat. They all the endeavors to educate him. So Jadabharat was like, but they themselves, these stepbrothers, their brothers, they were all expert in three Vedas. So they are very much expert in fruitive activity, karmakanda activities, but they don't know the higher principles of devotional service, spiritually enlightened people. So they don't know, they could not understand the behavior or could not understand the exalted position of Jada Bharat. So in this way, uh, they were, mm, they were, they were behaving with Jada Bharat. So sometimes that like other people or these people, they used to call him Jada Bharat with so many names, like dull man, deaf and dumb, and like he was like that. In this way, people used to call him different names, but Jada Bharat was never mm, like he did not mind people saying because he was completely situated aloof from his bodily identification. So he was not at all disturbed by other people calling him the madman, dull, and like that. And whatever food he would get by any way, like by begging or by wages or whatever comes yadruchaya according to its own accord, he would eat sometimes small quantity, sometimes large quantity, sometimes stale, sometimes tasteless. So he would not complain. He would happily accept. Sometimes his brothers used to make him work in different areas like in agriculture and other places. He used to work there because he has a strong body, muscular body, and he's working physically for some things. And they used to give whatever some rice, broken rice, some rice which is remaining in the pot. So like that they used to give, but he never complained. But happily, whatever he got, he used to eat. And he did not care for winter or summer, wind or rain. He never is covered with body with anything. He used to lie on the ground, and he never made oil or like took a bath like that. So his body looks like very dirty. So it's like a gem covered with dirt. It will not appear like a gem. So his spiritual knowledge, his effulgence was all covered with all these things. So people used to call him as Brahma Bandhu, means you are only born in a Brahmana family, but you don't know anything. So like that, they used to insult, but he was never caring for those things. And like whatever rice, whatever thing they used to give, he used to uh, accept as if it were a nectar. So gladly he used to eat. So in this way, he was behaving in his family with whatever way he was and acting like a fool apparently. So in this way he was behaving. So this is how he behaved with his family members. So next there is an episode. It was mentioned that like one time there were some dacoits. They were like these dacoits. They are performing a sacrifice for goddess Kali, Bhadrakali. So, but they have manifested their own ritual, imaginative ritual, where they are trying to offer a Purusha Pashu. Purusha Pashu means a man who is dull and who is like equivalent to Pashu, animal. So that kind of man they wanted to offer to Kali. So, but that man they have held to offer, that person somehow escaped. So these leader ordered all the other dacoits somehow to find that person. So all these dacoits, they were going in different directions to find that person, but they could not find. So they came to some particular place in some agricultural paddy field. So there they saw this Jada Bharat. He was looking like a dull madman. He was there doing. He was like kind of watching that from. He was guarding that field against some animals or other persons. So they found him. He was very much suitable for that sacrifice because he is looking like dull and mad person, which is like a Parusha Pashu. So they choose him. So they brought him, they bound him with ropes and they brought him to this goddess temple, this temple of goddess Kali. But Jadabharat was not at all disturbed, even if they are kinging. So he was internally completely depending upon the Lord, and he thought if Lord wants to kill me, let him kill me. Or if Lord wants to protect me, let him protect me. So I will completely depending upon the will of the Lord. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur he also prays, Mar bhi rakho bhi jo इच्छ tomar nitya dasa prati tuva adhikar. O Krishna, even if you kill or you protect, oh, whatever way you treat, that is up to you, your will. That is for your eternal servant, I am. So, whatever way you want to deal with me, you can deal with me. So, like that, he was like completely surrendered. But he was praying. So, that is what he is exhibiting, Jada Bharat here. Uh, completely surrendered, not at all caring. Whatever happens, let the Lord decides. Like that, he went he was went there. So there the chief priest in that imaginary ritual they are performing. So they bathed Jadabharat in new clothes, decorated him with ornaments just like an animal is decorated, smeared his body with scents and oils and decorated with tilak, sandalwood pulp and garlands. They fed him sumptuously. Then they brought him before Kali, and for Kali also they offered incense, lamps, garlands, other suitable things, and then floats and flowers. So in this way they worshipped Kali and they wanted now to give this man as a sacrifice for Kali. So like these are like in Tamasic Shastras, there are different kinds of Shastras. It's not that whatever said in the Vedas or whatever said in the Shastras that needs to be followed. There are gradations even in the Shastras, as mentioned, like Vedas. Previously, it was mentioned that in three Vedas mainly deal with three modes of material nature, but the some portions of Vedas which are dealt in Upanishads, they deal with the knowledge. So Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita that one should come above these three modes of material nature, which are like fruitive karma kanda. So that is one section. But there are some scriptures like tamasic scriptures. Some scriptures, tamasic scriptures means those scriptures which are meant for people who are in tamoguna. So they for them, so there are some guidelines. So, but there is nowhere, even in Tamasic scriptures, there is a guideline to kill a man in a sacrifice. So, this is all their own imaginative ritual they are doing. So, this chief priest, he wanted to, like, that sword, he was like, that sword also, he performed some ritual. After performing some ritual, like, uh, he lifted that sword to kill Jadabharat. So, but Mother Kali, that Kali, she was also she knows what is what. She was also like a devotee of the Lord. So she could not see that a innocent person, a great devotee like Jadabharat is being killed by these dacoits. So therefore, she became very, very angry, and she broke open that deity, and she came out along with all her associates, and she started like all Bhadrakali along with all her other associates. They with the same sword she killed that leader and all other personalities. They and all the dacoits heads they cut off with different swords, and they started playing like with the heads like a football, like a head they are playing in that way, and they are dancing and making sounds in this way. They created kind of very uh, very this, intense situation there. So in this way, Mother Kali, she could not tolerate that Jada Bharat, he was not at all deserved to be killed. So they are killing him. So she came and killed them, all of them. So in this way, it is like it is always if an innocent person, offenseless person, a great personality is insulted, the person will always suffer in this way. So in this way, this was how the the Kali reacted. And Shukadeva Goswami is telling that although mm, although that Jada he was being killed, even the sword is being raised to kill him, still he did not react. He was like completely meditating on the Lord. So in this way, he is completely depending upon the Lord, and Lord is also like he will also completely protect his devotees. And Lord is always carrying his Sudarshan Chakra, and the Sudarshan Chakra will always protect the devotees. So therefore he did not at all agitated. He is like completely depending upon the will. So therefore, the behavior of Jada who is completely depending upon the Lord, is not at all not at all like it's not like it is surprising kind of thing. So in this way, he depended. So in this way, Jada was dealt with Kali. Then there is one more episode comes with Jada that there is a king called as Rahugana. He was a king in the states of Sindhu and Sauvira. So he was going to Kapila Ashram. So he was a kind of little bit spiritually inquisitive person. So he wanted to go into some Kapila Ashram. So that time while going, he was going in a palanquin which is being carried by the different carriers. So while going, one of the palanquin carrier was missing. So that time, the other carriers they were searching for a suitable person, and they came upon this Jada who they thought that very suitable person because he was having a very young, he was very young and he has strong limbs. So they engaged Jada in carrying the loads. Although he was a Brahmana, he was not fit for that job, but still they were like kind of forced in. So, but Jada also like he was he started carrying that palanquin. So while carrying that palanquin, Jada he was looking ahead that am I stepping upon some ants. So like that, he was looking 3 steps ahead and then moving. So because of that, it is not in coherence with other palanquin carriers. So therefore, the palanquin was moving up and down, which is causing inconvenience to Rahugana. So that time, Rahugana, he chastised palanquin carriers. Why you are carrying this palanquin unequally? So better you carry it properly. So like that, he chastised when because these other palanquins they are all very much fearful of king. They thought that king may punish them. Immediately they reported that "O king, we are all carrying properly, but this new person that has come, he is not carrying nicely." So king saw that Jadabarat was carrying, so he was like kind of chastised him. So he chastised in a like he chastised in a indirect way, where he said that, "Oh Jadabarat, you seems to be very much fatigued. So you seem to be very much fatigued, and you are because you are carrying this palanquin alone without any assistance for a long time and for long distance you are carrying. So because of your also you have become very old, and you don't have any strong limbs. You are very thin. So therefore you are not able to carry. Is it that other palanquin carriers are not cooperating with you?" So in this way, he spoke. That means basically he is telling that you are carrying palanquin. Just now you have come. You have strong limbs. You are very young. All others are also there. They are also cooperating, but you are not carrying properly. So like that, indirectly, he kind of criticized him. So better carry properly, like that. He informed. So, but still, Yadabharat, although he insulted like that, he did not say anything. Still, he started carrying. But while again moving, again he followed the same pattern. He was seeing that whether everything is are there in hand. So because of that, it created again the palanquin was moving up and down. So because of that, king this time again became very angry, and then he directly chastised this time. He told, "Are you dead? Means, are you dead despite living in your body? Don't you know that I am your master? You are not carrying my order. So if you don't follow my order, I will punish you just like Yamaraj punishes sinful people. Better you follow correct, you come to your senses and do the correct thing." So in this way, he chastised Jadabharat. So Jadabharat, he understood that he was like because Rahugana, he was in like although he was a spiritual inclined person because of king. So because of king, that passionate mood of anger and this order giving this will come. So because of that, he chastised him. He could not recognize the exalted position of Jadabharat. So Jadabharat, he thought that he will he understood that king has certain knowledge, but he wanted to enlighten him more. So therefore he thought that I will speak knowledge, I will defeat him with my knowledge. So then he will come to understand, and then I can teach him. So like that he wanted to give mercy. So Jadabharat, wherever he is giving mercy to whomever people he is meeting. Like initially his family members, all his brothers and all, he showed them mercy by staying there and by allowing them to see his form. They are all in the mode of Rajogun. And then dacoits, they are all in the mode of ignorance. But for them also, he showed mercy in the form of that they were able to see him and they were able to see Kali. Because of that, in their next life, they will be delivered. So here he was showing mercy to Rahugana, who is in Sattva by teaching knowledge. So in this way, he started responding. So previously, he told sarcastically, Rahugana told that are you dead even while living in this body? So Jadabharat was replying that actually I am what you told is not at all false. These are all true. So you are uh, you are saying you are fatigued, but the actually the fatigue what you are saying that actually belongs to my body. So it does not belong to me because I am spirit soul. So there is no contradiction because I am not. This fatigue doesn't belong to me. Also, you told that I am carrying for long time or for a long time and long distance. So all these different paths, they are all applied to my body, not to me. And you are saying skinny or fat and like strong body. So all those also they doesn't apply to me. They apply to my body only. So therefore there is no trouble at all. And learned people, they don't talk in terms of fatness, thinness, or like bodily and mental distress, thirst, hunger, fear. So all these things, lamentation, anger, all these things, they are all coming from identification of the body, and they are all transformations of the material covering on the spirit soul. So a person in bodily conception, he may get affected by all these things, but I am completely free from all these bodily conceptions. Therefore, I am not either I am not fat nor skinny. So yeah, all these things doesn't apply to me. So like that very profound philosophy is speaking, where he's saying that generally we very much identify with our subtle body, with our mind basically, our mind, and also through mind through our body. So like very stout and strong or skinny and weak, these are all belongs to our body. And sometimes there are mental diseases, pains in the mind, which is actually mind, subtle body, which is creating trouble, but we identify that as our trouble only. And there are vyadis. There are two words that are there in Sanskrit: vyadayaha, adayaha. So vyadayaha means bodily pains, adayaha means pains of the mind. So and then there are hunger, thirst, and fear, quarrels, old age, sleep, attachments, anger, identification with the body, illusion, lamentation. So all these things actually belongs to the body, but actually this doesn't affect me. So in this way, he is exhibiting supreme consciousness where he is not at all identifying with the body and the mind. So in this way, he's saying these are all not at all belong to me. And you said that are you living dead? So, but the this is like whatever you see in this everything, whichever material thing you have seen, it has beginning and end. So therefore, whatever you see, that is all temporary positions. So therefore, it doesn't apply whether I'm living or dead. It is belongs to body only. And you are saying, you are my master and I am your servant. But today you are my master and I am your servant. But tomorrow our positions will change. So these are only conventions only. So therefore, there are temporary circumstances created by providence and it may change. So therefore, uh, the learned people, they don't talk in terms of master and servant. So in this way, he replied, and you are saying that you will punish me, but uh, what is the use of your punishment? Because I am already situated, situated in the transcendental position. So, I am actually a self-realized person. Even if you think I'm a dumb man, dull man, mad man, so what is the use of punishing a mad person? It is useless. If it is a punishment, if a horse is already dead, what is the use of beating that dead horse? It will not have any effect. So what is the use of punishing a madman? He will not cured of his madness. So what is the use of your act? So in this way he replied. So hearing that these words of Rahugana, Jada Bharat, Rahugana, he was actually, as mentioned, he was like spiritually inclined person. So he understood what is truth and what is false. So immediately he got down from his palanquin, and he immediately fell himself on the feet of Jadabar and started asking for forgiveness. So, one may that one may wonder why Jadabar, if he is not getting insulted by these words, why he is replying to these words. It was mentioned that Jadabharat, he was thinking that he was destroying his own prarabdha karma by carrying palanquin. So he was, without any arguments, he was carrying, and also he wanted to give that knowledge to that this king. So therefore, without any pride, he spoke. Without not getting agitated, he spoke. It's not that he was affected by those words of Rahugana, therefore he is replying. He wanted to enlighten Rahugana, he wanted to destroy his prarabdha karma, therefore he is speaking these words so that he can teach knowledge to Rahugana. So in this way, he was acting like merciful person. And Rahugana understood that. So therefore, he fell down and asking for forgiveness. He then started saying to him that, "Who are you? Oh, you are a very learned Brahmana and saintly person, and you are also wearing sacred thread. That are you a liberated person like Dattatreya? Whose disciple are you? Where do you live? Why you have come to this place? Please, you have come to are you come to deliver me? Please let me know who are you." And then he says, very nice shloka, Naham Vishanke Surarajavajran Natraksha Nayamasya Danda Nagnarkasoma Nilavitapastran Chanke Brisham Brahma Kulavamana. Naham Vishanke Suraraja Vajran. I don't fear the Vajra. Suraraja is Indra. So the thunderbolt or Vajra of Indra, I don't fear. Or I don't feel about Netraksha Shulan. Triyaksha is Shiva, Shiva Shula, Trishula. I don't fear even Trishula. Nayamasya Danda. I don't even fear Yamaraja's Danda or other weapons like Agni or Soma or fire or the weapons of Kuvera. All those things I don't fear. But what I fear is that Shanke Brusham Brahma Kulavamana. I very much fear the offending Brahmana, the family in the Brahmana devotees. So therefore, he was exhibiting that the kings, they know the greatness of Brahmanas. So therefore, they are always trained in their life to offer respects to Brahmanas. In previous sections also, we have seen how Prithu Maharaj and all others, they were always praising Brahmanas, not to any time offend Brahmanas. So he was also very much fearful of offending Brahmanas and devotees. So therefore, he is asking forgiveness. This is very exemplary behavior Rahugana is showing that Vaishnava Aparadha is very dangerous, which can destroy our bhakti. So therefore, immediately if someone commits Vaishnava Aparadha, it is always better to ask forgiveness so that he will progress in bhakti. So Maharaj Rahugana is exhibiting that. So he was further saying that you are moving as if a dull person. So but you are completely advanced in spiritual knowledge. So please let me know why you are moving like a dull person. So, and you have spoken very words which are very much approved by great yogis, but people like me, we are not able to understand your words. So therefore, can you please explain this? And he says that maybe you are a direct representative of Kapildev or some incarnation of the Supreme Lord or uh, some plenary portion of the Lord. So you are moving here in this world to benefit the human society. So please I take shelter of you. Please enlighten me. And like he says that he wanted to extract knowledge, like he understood that he has lot of knowledge, but he was not able to understand that knowledge. So he wanted answers from this. He wanted answers from Jadbharat. So therefore, he is asking that he wanted he I will ask questions in such a way that whatever he answers he has given, I will refute those answers. So then he will again explain more answers. So therefore, I will contradict his words. So like that, he kind of started speaking that he's saying that you said that you are not fatigued from labor because you are not this body, but I see that whenever there is fatigue in the body, and it appears that soul is also getting fatigued. So you are carrying palanquin, so therefore I conjecture, I imagine that you also get tired and you also get fatigued, so therefore you also suffer. So and so therefore I guess like this. The phenomenal world, whatever we see, that like he gives one example, that whatever happens in this material world, although it is temporary, but it is factual. So this is that is visible, and we can experience those things. So that experience you cannot say that it is not true. Sometimes we have seen that there is a like a if you heat a uh, boiling milk, and on top of that boiling milk, if you keep a rice with the water, and that heat in the milk, it will transfer to that another pot which has water, and that water also will get heated, because of that rice will be cooked. So although because the body is getting affected because of carrying palanquin, so the soul also will get affected. So how can you say that you are not affected? So in this way, he was questioning. And then you are saying that master servant positions, they are conventions. But right now I am your master, and it is my dharma to rule the citizens and punish those who are obedient. And by punishing the citizens in this way, he teaches the all the citizens how to obey the laws of the state. So and then uh, you are also saying that what is the person, what is the use of punishing a person who is deaf and dumb? But if one is simply engaged in his occupational duty, dharma, as ordered by the Lord, all his sinful activities will be diminished. So therefore, mm, it is if one engages in his dharma, he benefits, because he all his sinful activities will go away. So therefore, what is wrong in my acting? And so in this way, he was like contradicting Jadabharat words. And then uh, again he asked for forgiveness after asking questions. So in this way, you have spoken whatever you are best friend of all the distressed people. I have committed an offense to you, because I was thinking that I'm a king, and I have this false prestige that I'm in the body of a king. So therefore, I became an offender. So please show your mercy and relieve, so that I will be relieved of the sin of insulting you. And the offense is so like a Vaishnava aparad or any aparad for great personality is so dangerous that it may even affect even great personalities. So therefore I offer, therefore please forgive me. So like that he was asking. So hearing that, Jadabharat, he started instructing Rahugana. So because Rahugana, he was asking about the how he would not able to identify with your body. So he was kind of narrates that how the karma kanda, how the mind, which is like subtle body, antahkarana, including all our senses, subtle senses, antahkarana, ahankara, and all those things. So these learned people, they don't identify with that subtle body. So he gives the nature of the mind. So he says that wise people, they don't speak like you. Like akovida kovida vada vadam. You are not learned, but you are speaking like a learned person. So wise people, experienced people, they don't speak in terms of relationship between a master and servant or material pains and pleasures. These are all external activities which are related to subtle body and body, mind. So therefore, experienced person who knows the soul, they don't talk in this way. So immediately, just like Krishna chastised Arjuna, that when he's thinking that my body, in terms of bodily relationships, Krishna told that wise Pandita, they always think in terms of soul. They don't think in terms of body. So like that, he was also, Jada Bharati was chastising him that you are thinking you are a learned person, but you are not learned person. And he says that they all these talks which you are telling, master and servant, king and subject, all these are material activities. But people who are interested in these material activities, they perform, although they will talk about like this, and they perform all those activities which are mentioned in the Vedas, which are for fruitive activities, for material elevation. So for those people, spiritual advancement is very difficult. Does not manifest. So a person who understands spiritual knowledge, he will think that happiness in this world and then next world in material happiness, that is like insignificant. Like for example, if a person is awoke, he will not care about the dream-like situation. So therefore, and when that person understands the Vedic karmakandi activities, he considers them not as a all in all. There is much more than karmakanda activities. So actually, it is the mind which is causing the trouble for all the living entities. Mind which is contaminated by three modes. It acts like an uncontrolled elephant. So, and simply because of that, people perform either pious or impious activities. So, because of that, living entity continues to remain in this material world and sometimes suffer happiness and sometimes suffer pain in this way. So, because of this mind, when it is attached to some pious or impious activities, it continuously engages in gunas. And these gunas will transfer. So, therefore, mind sometimes exhibit the nature of anger or lusty or other. So many vikaras will come in the three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So, what is that mind? Mind is composed of 16 items out of like 11 senses, 5 material elements, and it is the chief element. And different transformations it can undergo. And he sometimes it will situate one in higher position and sometimes in a lower position. And all the dukkha, sukha, and then different varieties that one experience in this world, these are all coming from the mind only. So when the mind, like when it is like one analogy is given, when it is a smoke, like when a lamp is being burned, when that lamp, that wick is not properly dipped in oil or ghee, and it may give smoky flame. But when it is properly dripped in oil or ghee, then it will give bright flame. Similarly, when mind is attached to gunas, it causes samsara. And then, but the same mind, when it is detached from these gunas, it will liberate. In this way, mind is the root cause for everything. So, what is this mind? This mind is like five gross senses, five subtle senses, and ahankara. So this ahankara has two natures. Aham mamata means whatever in connection with the body, that is aham, that like I am this body and mind. Mamata means whatever in connection with that body, that is mine. So that is mamata. So in this way, there are like 11 varieties of the fields of activity for the mind, 10 senses, 10 act, 10, 5 jnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas, and one ahankara, which has two fields, ahamtam and mamata. So because of that identification with those senses, that that there will be variation in different kinds of enjoyment. So that mind can transform in unlimited ways because of the variation of those senses. Sometimes our tongue may want to taste 100 different tastes, ear may want to hear 100 different sounds, pleasing sounds and other things. I wanted to see so many wonderful sceneries or other beings. So in this way, the each sense can create hundreds of different varieties. So therefore, the total mind with total subtle body, which comprises all these things, can transform itself into unlimited ways. So in this way, the material mind, which is in this material world, can transform in different ways. But this is all for a conditioned soul. But a liberated jiva, he understands that all these transformations are coming from the material. He understands that he the liberated jiva, he will be able to see that liberated jiva, he sees the different transformations of the mind and he will not get entangled. So there are different states like awakening, dream state, deep sleep. But all these states, they will not affect the liberated jiva. So he will be able to completely see and he will be able to observe the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord who is situated above because the liberated jiva focuses on the Supreme Lord. So just like the character, so therefore the characteristics of Supreme Lord is given, who is situated above even the living entity. So he is all pervading, he is knower of all the bodies, he is Vasudeva, he is like controller of all the devatas, he is called as Narayana, Bhagavan, Vasudeva. He is situated in everyone's heart, he directs everyone's activities. So in this way, he is the supreme one who is controlling everyone. This liberated jiva, he observes that supreme Lord. He will not get entangled in the material activities. So, so basically, is concluding that this mind is the root cause for all the living entities which through which he is traveling. And as long as that mind is not conquered, as long as the jiva does not know about the Lord, he does not conquer those six enemies of the mind like lust, anger, and other things. He did not come to the platform of self-realization. He continues to travel in this cycle of birth and death. And mind is the seeding ground which all these tribulations will come. So therefore, because of that, he will continue. So then, mind is the conditioned mind is the problem. So how to conquer that mind? So for that, he gives the solution that three solutions he says that by the neglect, by upeksha means mind may give so many alternative, so many ideas, so much ways that you can enjoy like that. You can do like this. That these persons are complaining, these criticizing me. I can do like this. So many thoughts mind may give. Always, mind may say, "I'm very greatest person. I'm very advanced." Like that, mind may give, but one can neglect by using the weapon of neglect. One can keep aside. Like he quotes one example, Prabhupada says one example of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where he says that as soon as you get up or in the night sleeping, you have to beat your mind with shoes several times. So basically means chastise mind, that you mind will always say I'm great person. We have to think you are not great person. We have to train our mind like that. And also by we should be very attentive. Apramatta means very attentive to notice the different directions of the mind, and also by serving the weapon of bhakti, by serving the Lord and the spiritual master with great care. So in this way, one will be able to conquer this mind. So in this way, he has analyzed the nature of the mind and conditioned mind, which is like causing, because of that, he is identifying with that conditioned mind. And there are so many variations that mind can undergo. And but how to conquer that mind? By neglecting the mind and by serving the Guru and the Lord. So basically, like he was saying that one analogy is given. He was saying that how can you bodily bodily pain is there, so therefore soul is getting affected. So like that he argued. So here he is saying that like it's not always true for everyone. For conditioned soul and different liberated soul, there will be difference in perseverance. For example, perseverance. For example, if a person is carrying a like a gold, like first, like there is some place where he found the gold, and he was carrying that gold back. How much ever he can carry, that much he can gain. So he will carry large amount of gold back, but he will not feel that as a suffering. He will enjoy that carrying of the gold. So therefore, it's not always that bodily pains may affect the soul. So conditioned soul is different from the liberated soul. So that's what he is saying. And therefore, one should be situated in the higher platform. So therefore, conquer the mind, conditioned mind. He is giving that solution. Again, Rahugana did not understand completely. So he asked further questions. And Rahugana, he explains in some other way to defeat that. So that we will discuss in the next time. And also he narrates the what is called as forest of material enjoyment, where how a conditioned soul suffers in this world by traveling in the forest of material enjoyment. So that also we'll discuss in the next time. So I'll stop here and add any questions or anything to add. Please let me know. Otherwise, we'll continue next week.
Very good, Prabhuji. I think. Anybody has questions?
Okay. So
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for your
Srimad
questions.
Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada.
Enjoy.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.